I'm hoping you all can hear me. Well, hello there. It's Shar. How's it going? I would have posted this on my Mountain Sea strategy, but I need over 100 followers, and I just started that. I just started that. Uh, well, I actually had the page for the last, I think, how many years have I had that particular page? I think I've had it since 2019, but I completely revamped it. So I decided it was time. So, good morning, everybody. How are you? I am in the beautiful area of Puerto Vallarta, and this is my little patio out here. Behind me, I have the Rio Palace. So, that's my palace over there. Well, you can't see it really well because you see my hummingbird feeder. And yeah, I'm a good hummingbird mama. I do take care of my hummingbirds. In fact, you want to know what my hummingbird name is? Maybe he'll come by. Oh, I think I need to replace the water this morning. His name, my hummingbird's name, is Twitter, formerly known as X. Twitter, formerly known as X. That's right, because he's a little Twitter hummingbird, but his name used to be X. So anyway, well, good morning, everybody. I was hoping Bruce could at least tell me. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me? I think you can because I put my little earphones in. If not, I'm going to have to delete it. But anyway, good morning. So I have a really exciting topic to talk to you about today, and I thought I'd just share a thing with you. So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to start my Mountain and Sea strategy. And anybody that knows me, this is all about the AI revolution. And many of you know that I'm a HR executive, but you know what? You know why I was laid off in HR twice? One, because of corporate politics and bureaucracy. And two, I was not your traditional HR lady. I was not your boring, pragmatic HR lady. I was actually kind of the cool kid on the block. But people don't typically like HR people. Anyway, so when I left corporate in 2016 with my final layoff, which is another good story, they had me sign an NDA. They don't want me telling exactly what happened. But at any rate, when I left my corporate job in 2016, I got into entrepreneurship. And we started a multi-million-dollar business. We got into property investing. I've gotten into all my consulting and strategy consulting. I worked with Comp Team as a compensation strategist or people strategist. Comp Team is a compensation analytics company, which, by the way, you need to understand compensation today because it's nothing like it was before. Also worked with the Strategic Thinking Institute and strategy consultant. I did predominantly that last year. But the entire time, since 2013, I have had Shar from HR, which now has been transformed to Mountain and Sea Strategy. And I just absolutely love it. And you want to know why I love it? I think that when I started getting into HR consulting, in fact, I didn't even like the word HR, Shar from HR. Bleh. From. The emphasis is the word from, HR. Okay. But I didn't quite understand my calling. I didn't understand my true calling. I didn't want to sit around and do employee handbook consultation or figure out how companies could mass lay off, 100 people in one email. Just wasn't my cup of tea. One day I had to lay off 80 people with a company and help them do that with compassion, dignity, and respect. That was community focused. Blah, yeah, yeah, yeah. And that was a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about that, but today this is what I'm going to talk to you about. I got super excited about Mountain and Sea Strategy. You want to know why? Because we are headed into something extremely big right now. And when it comes to your career, when it comes to even starting a new business or becoming an entrepreneur, or perhaps you're retiring and you have a hobby and you want to start a whole new business or a whole new career, Do you realize the AI revolution is what's going to really help you get ahead? It is what AI is really what it's going to be about. And, it's a new era of career strategy. It's a new era when it comes to planning, either starting a business or transforming your career. And this is the punchline. So do you remember the book, What Color is Your Parachute? How many of you, raise your hand, remember the book, What Color Was Your Parachute? My parachute today is teal. But what is that about? Okay, I just looked it up. I'm looking at my computer right here. And I looked up, I said, when was What Color of Your Parachute written? And What Color Was Your Parachute was written it was originally written in 1970. What a magical year, the year of the dog. I wonder why I know that. And so it says here, Bowles initially self-published the book on December 1st of 1970. What color is your parachute? It's all about career planning, right? And what's kind of interesting about it is that we all say, all right, I'm going to pick out the color of my parachute because let's just say I graduated college and I'm going to pick out the color of my parachute. Am I going to be a brain scientist? Am I going to be a biomanagement or biochemical engineer? Am I going to be a therapist? Am I going to be a school teacher? What color is my parachute? And then what we do is we put our little colorful parachute on and we jump out the airplane. And we just open up our little colorful parachute and we hope that we will land on the ground safely. So essentially what that means is we're going to pick the right color of parachute in order to jump out of the plane. Because the color really matters, right? The color of the parachute matters because that is what safety is all about. I could have like an iridescent fairy dust color, but that way I can land on the ground safely, which means retire. That's what color your parachute's all about, so that we can drift through our career, see the beautiful scenery of our career, and land on the ground safely. Mm-hmm. So back to my original point, when I decided to leave a traditional corporate job, and I was kind of wondering what my calling was, it is now a new era of career strategy. Okay, this is not your typical thing. So you can just forget the outdated idea about what color your parachute is. Quite candidly, forget that. It's nice to have a pretty parachute, but it's not about the color anymore. And that was for a world that was moving a lot slower after you pull the cord. When you first jump out of the plane, it's moving fast and furious, particularly when you're just jumping out and getting into your new career. It was a slower process. But now it's like, it was all about the safe landing. But in this era today, in the AI revolution, we don't just float down to earth anymore. All right. In fact, now we're operating on a very high-powered world. And you know what? When we're talking about speed and precision and adaptability in order to have a successful career, be it in a traditional job or a business or a side hustle, guess what? You need to think about high-powered, high-tech, and that can be machinery or at least the equipment to get you there safely. And yeah, it's probably good that we can have a high-tech parachute because guess what? Those are too. So let's go down this little analogy really quick, okay? And hi, Danny, you're going to like this because I'm going to talk about airplanes. Okay, so, let's just think about this in the AI technology. Again, I'm talking about career strategy, okay? So instead of a parachute, we might want to have a jet. We might want to have a jet or a rocket ship. How about that? And, in this new landscape, it's like piloting your rocket ship. It's like piloting your jet, all right? So it could be like an SR-72. Ooh, SR-72 Blackbird. That's a little bit better than a parachute, wouldn't you say? Because in your career, if you have an AI powered jet to get you there, you know, you can push past those limits. You can push past that sound barrier, right? You could go hypersonic speed, right? If AI, you have hypersonic speed. Or something like SpaceX. Hey, where is my Twitter? Where is my Twitter, formerly known as X? But like SpaceX Starship, right? That is high powered. That is high tech, apparently. Unless you want to be like Katy Perry and just go up there and float around and go, I am an astronaut. Okay, I didn't want to go there I'm sorry, Katie. I do love you. But you know, it's like a firework, you know. You were like a firework when you went up there, you know, Katy Perry. And anyway, but so, you know, if you were really looking at transforming your career, I think that AI technology is what's going to be like a jet. It's going to be like a rocket ship, right? It's going to completely help you move forward. Or let's even change our mode of transportation. So I think that we talked about a parachute, again, drifting down to Earth from 1970, rewritten in 1974, and rewritten multiple times. Anyway, how about a high-speed train? How about your career on a high-speed train? That's another kind of parachute, right? So rather than waiting for traditional opportunities to come to you in career, how about you hop on a high-speed train of AI technology to create your new career or business or side gig or new opportunity, which, by the way, I think you have to have multiple ones. Multiple train stops, actually. Have lots of train stops. So rather than waiting for a traditional train, choo-choo, I like trains. You know, the old steam engine. You know, how about we have a high-speed train that's like the bullet train. It's a complete bullet train. You know, like the Shinkansen or the Hyperloop. Shinkansen. Isn't that a high-speed train? A little bit better than a parachute, wouldn't you say? Because in your career, and if you're using AI technology today, you are going to go super fast. Not only that, you can have fast career, you can have a reliable career, and you can always push forward because on a train, a high-tech train of AI technology, you know it's going to be reliable to go to. Now, what you find on AI is going to be all over the place, everywhere, from the highest mountaintops to the depths of the ocean, mountain and sea strategy. It is going to be everywhere. However, you know that you're going to have AI technology to help you. Okay, you know you're going to get there. All right, let's change topics. What about submarines, Shar? We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. Hey, isn't that what color my parachute? That's the era that came from. But guess what? Today, it doesn't look like the Beatles' old submarine anymore, right? So today, in the deep depths of the ocean, right, there are so many untapped resources when you are exploring the hidden depths down in your submarine, your high-tech submarine. And, you know, there are so many advanced submarines out there right now, right? You know, such as the Triton 36,000. Is that correct? Does anybody know submarines? Who are my submarine fans out there? Is it the 36,002 or something like that? Did you know that I looked up AI to help me figure that one out? Because I didn't know that. But now I do, because I used AI. Yes, I did. But did you know that with AI, you can uncover the treasures down in the deepest, darkest oceans? You can go beneath the surface. Now that you've got AI technology, you can go down to the possibilities that you would never imagine down in the depths of AI technology when you're exploring your career path, when you're exploring all the different aspects of a career, all the changes of what's happening, all the changes in business, all the changes in demands. Because you want to know why? Employers need somebody that can go those deep, dark depths of the deepest, darkest oceans and utilize technology. Because employers want people like that. Quite candidly, ageism is out there. Sometimes employers don't want the yellow submarine people anymore. They want the people that could be that Triton 36,000 too. and go down to the deepest, darkest and find all those hidden gems. That is a skill set that employers are looking for. That is a skill set which businesses are looking for. When somebody is looking to do business with another person, they want somebody that can do that. So think about that. Again, it's not about the parachute. It's not about the parachute that just falls in the water and then you drown because you're trying to get air and your parachute's drowning you, no matter what color it is. All right? It doesn't matter if it's periwinkle. If it's going to drown you, I wouldn't be wearing a parachute in the ocean. Let's see. Oh, now you're saying, hey, you hikers out there, I'm going to talk to you hikers, all right? So I was raised by my lovely dad. And hi, Gary. Hi, Dad. You're my rock. I love you so much. I wonder if you're watching my stuff. Because my dad's always like, what's Char doing? What is she doing? Okay, hikers out there. Now, I talk about the AI revolution and the career compass, and I like to use that old-fashioned brass compass, the kind of old-fashioned one. In fact, I'm going to buy one online. You know that? I'm going to buy an old compass online. And it's good to have an old, reliable compass because you want to know what's consistent about that compass. It's always due north. It always shows you due north, right? And there's actually some high-tech aspects of an old compass. But you know, when you're floating down in a parachute, that compass isn't going to help you so much unless you could try to get that wind speed and try to get down to the area that you're trying to get. Okay, I digressed. I like to do that. Just like these palm trees, I like to go all over the place. Twitter, I need to get him. Okay, ADD. Okay, so hikers out there, you can go out there, and if you don't have waterproof clothing and you've got crappy hiking boots, you're going to get wet. Do you know how many times people would go up to Long's Peak and, hey, Kathy, hey, Dad, I know you know what I'm talking about, and you go to Long's Peak and you're unprepared? Well, guess what? High tech is today. Because now you can get modern hiking equipment. You can get high-tech GPS systems in addition to your old compass. You got to have your old compass in your map because your batteries might run out, or maybe you don't have cell service. Unless there's some kind of satellite up there, Starlink, you know. But guess what? That's not, I don't know, maybe there won't be a satellite up there. But you got to always have an old-fashioned compass. So there are also high-tech heated jackets out there now. They're high-tech Kevlar. I don't even know them all. There's even AI-driven boots. There are boots out there now that can keep your feet warm. AI-driven boots. That's kind of weird. I guess I'd have to see what that's about. But did you know even if you're a high-tech explorer and you're hiking to the top of those mountains, you can use advanced technology because REI keeps some of those engineers very busy. Did you know that? REI? They have the highest tech engineers out there. Did you know that there is actually high-tech careers for hiking and skiing and all those other adventurous outdoor things? It's just a different mode of transportation, right? But so my point is, what color of your parachute is a bit outdated. It's not about the color of your parachute. It's about the type of parachute. Does it have the right paracord? Does it have the right equipment? Is it not going to fail on me? Is it about having a good high-powered plane that's going to get me up to the highest altitudes so that I can fall safely to the ground? It's going to take technology. I think that we can jump out of old-fashioned airplanes and we can jump out with our old-fashioned parachutes. Hey, Dad, do you remember I used to have that parachute on the ceiling of my bedroom when I was a kid? I think it was one of your old parachutes you had when you were in the service. I remember that. Anyway. So today it's about transforming your career with AI and mountain sea strategy, and that's what I love about what I'm doing now. You know, the AI revolution, it definitely is something where we have to embrace the high-powered, rapid shifts and bold creativity. Because if you don't, I'm telling you, AI is not going to replace you. AI is going to replace those that don't embrace it and try to understand it. And no, you're not going to understand every aspect of AI. Did you know that there are actually at Stanford, there's PhDs now in AI? You can get a freaking PhD in this area now. But I'm saying you can't put your head in the sand about AI. I'm telling you, now as a career strategist, as a former HR executive, and a long-term talent management consultant and strategist, AI has to be part of your life. You have to bring this into your life, unless you're fully retired and hiking happily, and if you don't need a job, that's great. However, I would say even if you're happily retired and you're out hiking, you are wanting to leave a legacy, right? To some of our youth and some of our younger professionals that need to navigate the world of AI revolution, and you have to make it part of your life. You need a strategy. You need a strategy. You need guardrails to help you navigate the world of career and business today. And it needs to be multiple streams. I really emphasize that. I really worried about the people that just pick one lane and stick in that lane. You have to have variable lanes. And in my Mountain Sea Strategy digital product, I actually talk about that. All the different varying lanes. It's like a labyrinth. It's like a matrix. And you got to go through and look at your skill set and your strengths and figure out which one am I going to go down? Spend my time. Time is valuable. So what I do with Mountain and Sea Strategy, I think a lot of people are like, what exactly does Shar do in this world? It is, I provide strategic vision. I actually do a lot of intakes and talk to my clients, and we do strategic visioning about what their goal is, what their pain points are. I use AI technology, so I actually have synthesis AI. I've invested in software systems. Bruce and I have actually over the years. Multiple software systems that we've purchased so that my clients don't have to purchase all of these software systems. And I've got Ghostwriter, I've got Synthesis AI. I actually have one particular AI technology that you pretty much come up with your own DNA. So the robot is getting to know you, your DNA, to help identify your strategy, your charters, your plans. Also develop tools, templates, PDFs, whatever, presentations, content. Everything's about social media content these days. And it has to be something that's quick and fast and ever-changing and creative, and also that's helping to adapt to the ever-changing, evolving world, because it's going to constantly change. So I actually had to do this Facebook Live on my personal page. I really didn't want to do this on my personal page today, but I don't have 100 followers yet. So please go out and join my Mountain and Sea Strategy. And you want to know why I created that? I wanted to make that super fun, innovative. So you're going to find beautiful music, beautiful imagery, AI imagery. Also, I have wonderful photographers and videographers out there. I am not taking all these beautiful videos and beautiful imagery. I've taken a lot. I've been here since 2017, believe it or not, back and forth. So I have lots of videos and imagery, but I have wonderful videographers out there and artists. And so Mountain Sea Strategy is going to be full of these types of lives. It's going to have all kinds of tools, templates, all kinds of fun stuff. I'm going to make it fun and interesting. And I think it'd be good to share with like a new grad or someone that wants to have some kind of out-of-the-box thinking. Something positive. Aren't you sick of death scrolling and seeing all the negative news out there? Come on. How about something positive, something uplifting, something colorful, interesting, and engaging where you can learn from? So yeah, I would love it if you could join my Facebook page. That would be awesome. But anyway, I wanted to also share this morning, and also I'm going to take this recording, I'm going to break it into little bites. So it's not just about, hey folks, thank you for joining me today. But guess what? I'm going to use this video and I'm going to break it up into little bites, because some of us don't have an attention span that lasts more than 7 seconds. So some of us, I have to use things like Opus Clip and other types of technology tools, break it into little teeny little bits so that people could actually pay attention. Also, I can put it on my YouTube, I can put it on my Instagram, I could put it on my Twitter, formerly known as X, formerly known as Twitter. I could put it on there too. So at any rate, so I just want to talk briefly about my clients, because look at my client list. This is my Mountain and Sea Strategy book. Isn't that beautiful? It's green because this is profitable. It's all about profitable. Okay? So this is my Mountain and Sea Strategy book, but I just wanted to say These are the businesses that I've actually been working with, and I do have clients, by the way, and my clients are building fast, and that's exciting because I'm doing what I love, and I just absolutely enjoy it. And the reason why, it's just boundless, man. My parachute is flapping in the wind now. I've got all kinds of steam trains, jet engines, submarines, high-tech hiking equipment, and trains. But on all my clients here, so let's see. Nature Rails is, hey Wendy, hey Rob. Nature Rails is my favorite client. They're my legacy client. Nature Rails it builds that beautiful metal artwork, like fencing and balconies and banisters and decks, not porches. Beautiful, beautiful imagery. Nature Rails has been in business for over 22 years, and now they're looking to franchise. However, I just learned that they're now considering selling their business. So this weekend, I'm going to be sitting down and talking about their business strategy to sell their business. Yes, we are using AI technology to come up with the charters, the planning, all the strategic initiatives in order to sell Nature Rails. That is one of my clients. What's also fun about that is that in my video content, I can actually share all their beautiful imagery. I have another I'm building a client actually with a hairstylist here down in Puerto Vallarta area, Sachet and Solvaceres. Can't even say that right. I guess if I'm going to be working with them, I better say that right? It's a beauty hairstyling. I go to them myself. Today my hair looks a little crazy because of the humidity, but they're actually looking to recruit hairstylists to be relocating down here. You want to know why? Because the local hairstylists are wonderful, well-trained, well-educated, and they're having challenges finding the hairstylists that are used to working on the demographic of thin, fine hair like mine. Thin, fine, stringy hair like mine. So they would like to recruit some hairstylists to actually relocate down here. So this ties in nicely with Puerto Vallarta and my expat strategies because we're going to recruit hairstylists to be moving down here. And also coming up with their training programs, their training platforms. And that's exciting because I have digital training platforms that I can now help them build. Another one is actually Bruce's. It's called the Property Profit Playbook. So we're creating an education training program, digital product, not only to use as a coaching program for realtors, for property investors. It's called the Property Profit Playbook. I've already built that particular model. Now we need to do a bunch of videos. And also I'm super excited that I'm also going to be working with OCG, which is actually my lender for my Hamilton project, which is actually one of my fix and flips in Hamilton. And we are going to be coming up with the Property Profit Accelerator. And OCG does lending. And what I love about OCG, its brothers, Tyler and Matthew, I'm meeting with them next week because I really want to appeal to people that are so sick of the shady contractors, the shady lenders, and all this sickening, disgusting world of property investing because these guys are solid, they're trustworthy. So I'm going to be building out an entire strategy for them to appeal to a very broader market. We're going to be using my LinkedIn. We're going to be using all kinds of things. So that's OCG. One of my other clients is actually, I don't know if he's going to hire me, but I actually built out the permaculture farm from a guy that's from Boulder. He's kind of on the, let's say, he's trying to save a lot of money. So I threw a dollar amount out there, which is only $900 for his strategy, but I think that he can't even afford that. But he wanted to build the Miss Maloya Boca permaculture farm strategy, which would have been like all the building plans, the how do you build a permaculture here in this community, what's the laws, to actually buy property and turn it into a permaculture farm. Believe it or not, I was able to produce all his charters for that. Let's see. What are some other ones? So those are some of my current ones. But also, I've actually, oh yeah, here's another one. This is for Amy. So Amy and I have been collaborating. She lives in Colorado, and we're coming up with mountain and sea concierge service. Because guess what? When you live down here as an expat, If you lose your phone, like I have, you can't get your phone here because guess what? It ends up in customs. So I contacted my trusty friend Amy. She was able to receive my phone replacement from Verizon Insurance. She was able to activate my phone, and then we were able to use my network with my other friends and get somebody that was coming down to Puerto Vallarta the following week to get my phone down here. I'd also hurt my wrist about a week ago, a year and a half ago, and on my mountain bike in Bucerius. Oh my God, don't be riding a massive heavy mountain bike in cobbled streets of Bucerius, okay? So anyway, I hurt my wrist. So it was Amy that actually helped me with Kaiser Permanente because they wanted these forms completed and they wanted it signed, wet signed, and then they needed it mailed. Talk about old fashioned. I thought that they were high tech, but hey, high tech friends from Kaiser Permanente, I know you guys are high tech, but when it comes to claims, and particularly if you're out of the country, it's a little bit old school. So I had Amy help me with that. And so that's going to be Mountain and Sea concierge service for expats. Thank you, Amy. And since you live 15 minutes from DIA, we actually came up with, how you register with Colorado Secretary of State, what's going to be your business concept, business model, what's going to be your marketing strategy. And actually, I decided I'd put that on my platforms because I already do Mountain and Sea strategy, so that was awesome. In fact, we came up with another one. I just came up with another one. And actually, Bruce is talking to his daughter about this because did you know that the reason why I'm having such a problem with all my algorithms here and all my posts is because I'm in Mexico. Even though my Facebook account was originated in the United States, the fact that I'm down in Mexico trying to do all my postings, that is why my algorithms are all messed up. Because it can see I'm in Mexico. So guess what? When it comes to posting your video content and posting it, you might need to have somebody that's residing in the United States in order to post the material. And that goes for all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, your algorithms. So guess what? We might come up with Mountain Sea social media posting. Mountain Sea social media posting for expats. Yet again, another business concept. I don't know. It's amazing. And then there's all kinds of fun little things. On my YouTube channel, you see a Mountain Sea YouTube channel. I shot a video of a guy painting shot glasses. He customized shot glasses. But I also said, why can't you do shot glasses and call it dessert glasses and do it for weddings? Put Ann and Ken. Hey, Ann and Ken. Put Ann and Ken at the top with a little mountain view of Vail, Colorado, and actually have that as on your dessert table. That's a business concept. Shot glasses. So that's cool. Also, I thought it was fun. I was actually going out online, and I'm going to give a shout out to an influencer online. He doesn't even know me. It is called The Corner Office, and it's Koerner, Corner. I like that office, and it's so cute. Young guy. He sits around in his sweatshirts and stuff, and he talks about business ideas. I was just flabbergasted, like junk haul businesses. But the one I thought was super cute. So the one that he had on his clip page or his reels page, it was actually like these people go to the junkyard and get like Chevrolet like tailgates that you get off the back of your pickup, and then they install it into your wall, like in your garage. And it says Chevrolet, and it's a tailgate, and it flips down, and now you have a bench. Love it. So the corner office is cool. Hey, guy, I don't know your name. Hey, dude. I just want to call out to you and say I think it's cool that you're coming up with all these wonderful ideas, all these wonderful business ideas, out of the box thinking. I mean, he's talking about teenagers just going out and coming up with all kinds of new businesses. You want to talk about great business training is you can actually start businesses when you're just a young kid. Or there's another one. What's her name? Kathy. I need to find her. Positive Kathy. What I love about this lady, it looks like she goes to thrift stores. She is probably in her 70s. And I'm huge about age. I love anything, any influencers that are above 30 years old. No, I'm kidding. Any influencers that are in the older demographic, shout out to you, man. We need more influencers that are older. So I think it's positive, Kathy. This lady like goes to the Goodwills and the varying flea markets, and then she does styling. Like she shows you how to style your clothes, like super cute. You know, how do you wear your earrings? How do you wear your hat? How do you wear your little outfits? She always says, and you can pop the collar. You can pop the collar. Yeah. Isn't that cool? So anyway, I mean, yet another influencer out there. I would say she's probably selling some kind of supplements or something. And speaking of, another influencer that I absolutely love is Carlene Johnson. Hey, Carlene Johnson. I'm Charlene. Charlene Miller. Carlene. She's good because she's actually she used to do a bunch of workout kind of stuff, fitness, high fitness, but now I think her demographic is the older woman in the fitness world. And so she talks about hormones and supplements and taking care of your health at an older age. And she looks beautiful. She talks about our lovely wrinkles, how to make your face look better on camera. Hey, I don't have any special lights out here today because I wanted to show you my cute little hummingbird for Twitter there. Hey, Twitter, formerly known as X. And I wanted to show you my beautiful scenery. However, when I do my training videos, I want my face to look better, you know, my stupid little wrinkles, you know, to be better. And so she actually does beauty tips, makeup tips, also how to exercise, how to build up your muscle tone. She has this like weighted belt that she sells. Yet again, another amazing influencer who's doing amazing business. So why, what you say, Shar, why, I thought you were talking about all your clients and now you're talking about all these different businesses. My point is that these are highly innovative, highly progressive ideas that have now are creating businesses. So if you're sitting back saying, I want to come up with a business idea, I want to come up with a side gig, and I don't even know where to start. In my AI Revolution Career Compass, I talk about those things. I talk about, like, if you see in one of my former videos here on the Mountain Sea strategy, you're going to see that I talk about the visual mind map, where you can use your phone and you can type in any kind of job, and you can type in trash man. What are some high-tech trash management jobs out there? And it'll come up with all these different AI type of ideas around managing trash, which, by the way, is a huge market right now. I'm just saying. And so if you want to really come up with a different business concept, if you want to help maybe your high school kid come up with some business ideas, what a great way to help your kid is to learn about business. Like, for example, my son, I think he's a genius. My kids don't want me talking about them too much. Okay, let me talk about another neighbor. I had a neighbor, and he was okay, I'm not friends with this guy anymore, so I can talk about him. He was extremely obese, and but he needed to do some work. So we talked about him he actually has a mathematics degree, and actually has a degree, and he also does tutoring. Why doesn't he do some online tutoring in mathematics? Because AI can't always teach you about mathematics all the time. Sometimes it's nice to have a human to talk to. So tutoring. All right. Anyway, but this is also it's good to have paper and pen, by the way. So back to the parachute. So if you have the old book, What Color is Your Parachute? I say hang on to that treasure, man. Hang on to that treasure. I would say keep in mind the history of what used to be career planning is old. Even when I was being laid off and they stuck me into these tens of $1,000s, even me, they stuck me into they're like, hey, Shar, we're going to lay you off, and here is your career planning program. Here, you're going to learn how to write your resume and write your cover letter. No. Career strategy today needs to be highly progressive. It needs to be completely advanced. It needs to be like that jet airliner. It needs to be like that Starship. It needs to be like the fastest train out there. It's got to be the deepest submarine out there. You have to have the highest tech equipment on. You need to have your boots, your GPS boots, your boot warmers. You got to have your Kevlar jackets, and you got to have a good little camp stove, and you got to have your highest tech tent that's super light and easy to carry. It needs to be high tech and a high advance. So in your career strategy, in your business strategy, you need to use AI. And that's my opinion. And you might disagree with me. But I think that I've been in the industry for a long time. I am a seasoned person that actually remembers what it's like about the yellow submarine. I remember the parachutes. I had a parachute on my ceiling in my bedroom. But you know what now? You've got these devices in your hand. You have got the smartest little device in your hand. You don't need all this high fancy tech equipment. You have it at your hand. It's like a little compass. You have a compass in your hand. Well, anyway, I am going to wrap up here. Hey, Aunt Melissa. Melissa used to work for us. Melissa, hire Melissa. She is actually, hey, Melissa, I'm going to give you a shout out. Hire Melissa. She's the best executive assistant you can ever get. Melissa, you and I need to talk because you were talking about your job search. I'd like to know, speaking of job search, Melissa is one of the best executive assistants ever. She actually worked for us with Rocky Mountain Health Advocates. I highly recommend Melissa Ann Taylor. All right? So give her a shout out if you want the best darn executive assistant, particularly if you're somebody like me that is exploring the world, exploring the highest mountain and the deepest seas, the mountain and sea strategy, and you're going to need somebody at home. You're going to need somebody in the States that actually can help you with your AI technology. You're going to need somebody that's out there, the boots on the ground like Amy, that actually can submit those medical forms when you actually have an issue. You're going to need somebody like Bruce's daughter to help you post stuff if you want to build content. And if you don't want to build content, that's fine. But you're going to need your resources. Because you know what strategy is all about is that you have to have a competitive advantage and you have to have proper allocation of resources. And AI technology can do that. Then you got to find your tribe. You got to find that guy to fly that airplane. You got to find that guy that's going to pack that chute correctly. Because if you don't, you're going to crash and you're going to land hard and you're going to hit the ground. All right, guys, so thank you so much. Thank you for joining me today with Mountain Sea Strategy. I will be doing some more lives, and I'll be getting better and better at this. And maybe I'll have a better hair day. And maybe next time I can have Twitter, formerly known as X, say hi. Normally he's hanging out here. All right, guys. Well, transform your career with AI and Mountain Sea Strategy. And I love you guys. And since I'm down in Mexico, I'm just going to say buenos dias. It is morning here. Buenos dias. And adios. And goodbye, no matter where you're at in the world. And thank you for joining me today. I wish you all the best. And please be in touch. You can message me. All right, guys. We'll see you later. And yes, you can. Yes, you can. Oh, I have to show you this. This is my mug. Yes, you can. Okay. Bye, everyone. You have a blessed day, and I appreciate you tuning in. Bye.